Hi, Crystal here. Welcome to another video with the Interactive Immersive HQ. In this video, I'm going to show you how I made this abstract point cloud generative animation with a LiDAR scan I did of these tree stumps. We'll be doing this tutorial in Pops, and I'll kind of show you how you can tweak the parameters to make it your own. So let's get started. So as always, we'll start with a clean network. And I'm going to first import my LiDAR scan. And in the past, I did a blog for the HQ on how you can use your iPhone to do a LiDAR scan and import it in TouchDesigner. I'll link that blog in the caption below. And since then, there have been a few different new apps. Lumen is a very popular one. I still use Scaniverse, and they're free. And when you want to, when you scan it, you should export it out as a PLY file. This is what we'll use for a point cloud for the tutorial. And I'll first kind of show you how it is in other different models. So this is a FBX. So you can see this is what I scanned. It was of two tree stumps that is on a rock, pretty much a boulder. And when you import the PLY raw, this is how it looks like. And you're like, what is it? Right now it's in a weird angle, and also there isn't color on it. So we'll need to adjust some of the parameters on here. So in the parameters box, we are gonna delete all the normals. And in the color field, I will do red, green, blue. We don't need the alpha. And now you have it all white because it's all blown out. So in the rearrange page, the scope, I'll choose color. And for a map from high, since a color is from 0 to 255, I'll have it to be 255. And then now you can see it. And it's just in a weird side angle. Boop, there it is. And if you want to adjust the contrast, you can have the map from low higher, like a 70, then you can have a deeper contrast. Over here, also on the thin page, we will play with this. We can increase the thin steps. I'll increase it to 7 to make it a little bit less dense and also increase the roundness a bit. You can choose to add a delete that you can delete and make a boundary box to delete all the side grass or really to compact your model, but I'll keep this. I like this, but I will add a transform because this is on the side and I want it to be into center. So I'll, in the rotate, I'll do rotate -90. And I'll have this be constantly moving. I'll do abs time dot seconds. Actually, since it's so slow, I'm going to do abs time dot frame. And I will divide this by 2. So now it will be constantly rotating. Great. Now, after this, I will add I want to start creating these trail lines, and I'll, actually, I'm first going to add a noise pop. I'll leave this here. Later on, I'll want to connect a chop to mess with the amplitude, but I'll leave it as is. And after this, I'll add a delete pop. This delete pop, I want to thin it out. So on the thin, I'll enable it. And the thin steps, I'm going to make it very high to be 2500. Now, you barely see it, but you can kind of see things kind of moving around here. Then I'll add a trail. And without this delete, you can see how there's a lot more lines. So maybe this is a look you want. don't do the delete. It's good to kind of follow along, turn things on and off, and see what happens. So I'll put the delete back on. I'll change the connectivity to be columns. And I'm going to lower the trail length also. And now we get these kind of abstract lines. I'll add a transform, but I won't mess with this just yet. And I'll add a merge, so I want to layer this back onto this noise. So a merge pop. Now connect this and this together. Great. Actually, I'm going to put this on top. So now it's layering on top of it. And I'll add a null, and let's render this so we can actually see it better too. So I'll connect a geometry comp. I'll have a camera, the light, and a render top. And this render top, I'm going to have the resolution be 1000 by 1000 because I want it to be a square. You can find where you can adjust the resolution on the common page in the render. And I'll add a null after this. And I'll name this out and make this viewer active. So this is what we have so far. Okay, let's mess with it. You can see how there's a stump that's not moving. That's actually my FBX, so I'll delete that. And I want to have, let's have a solid background so we can see this better. So after the render top, I'll add a transform. And on the transform background page, background color parameter, the last one, I'll make it to 1 because that is alpha, so RGB alpha. And on this comp over background color, I'll turn it on. So now we have a solid background. Let's play with this composition of the stump better. So this camera, I'll connect this look at to Geo1. So it will always be looking at Geo1 as I'm adjusting the camera. And I'll have this zoom in closer. And I'll adjust this to be a bit higher. And I'll see if I want to play with this parameter, maybe just a little bit. Cool. So that's something more interesting. I like that. And this trail transform, what this is here for, you can have it or not. I'm going to increase this uniform scale to just create a little bit more abstraction. Great. And let's add a LFO that will mess with this noise here. So I'll add a LFO chop. This LFO chop type, I'll change it to Gaussian, and I'll add a math. This math, I will have it to be quite subtle. I think a 0.1 to maybe a 0.6 will be nice. So this math range, I'll do to range 0.1 to 0.6, and I'll add a lag. And what the lag will do is create an ease in, ease out. And right now it's set to be 0.2 seconds from ease in and 0.2 to ease out. And I'll increase the ease out to be like a 0.8 and see what happens. And I'll add a null after this. Make this viewer active. You can press the plus button or shortcut key A, and I will drag that onto the amplitude. And it'll be kind of quite crazy because this LFO frequency is a 1, and I'll lower this to where it feels more like breathing. Awesome. And again, you can go back and forth on having this a little bit closer and playing with the composition. Great. After this, I will add a level. I'll adjust the brightness so it'll really pop a little bit better. And I'll add, after this transform, we'll do all like these different post-process now. So let's do a rectangle. And this rectangle, I'll change the size to be 0.8 to 0.8. And in the output page, I'll have it to be multiply. So it'll be inside of this box. Great. And after this, I will also copy and paste this rectangle because let's create some asymmetry. I had this little box that's off on the side, and I'll make it to be 0.8 to 0.2 as a size. I'll add a flip and maybe also another level here. On this flip page, I'll toggle on flip X, and let's just comp this over back on itself. And I'll put this on the out and see what we got. Cool, something a little more interesting. And you can also even move the center of the rectangle further out to create more asymmetry. Awesome. Let's add a background color on this. On this transform, this time I'll do like a cyan color, maybe a little bit lighter. And turn on the alpha and comp the over background color. And then I'll add a bloom after this. And already it's creating something a lot more interesting. Can adjust the pre-black level and pre-brightness. And you can go back and play with the level. And just a lot of back and forth of getting it to something you're happy with. But that is pretty much it. You can play around with how much points you want by going back to thinning it out, increasing the steps. There might be a different type of trail settings you want. Maybe like, I don't want this transform. I want it to be more closer to the point cloud. That's also fine. But can show that using a point cloud, you don't always have to actually see what the model is. You can abstract it more and play with the composition and have fun with it. So I hope this tutorial is helpful. Feel free to tag the Interactive Immersive HQ and myself if you use this technique and have it, share it on your socials. I'll leave my handle in the caption below. And till next time, bye.
Hey folks, thanks for watching. If you like our YouTube content, I highly recommend you check out the Interactive and Immersive HQ Pro. The HQ Pro is the only comprehensive educational resource and community for immersive design, TouchDesigner, and creative tech pros. In the HQ Pro trainings, we cover almost any topic you can think of, and we go way more in depth than we do in our YouTube tutorials. We have a private group where Matthew Reagan, myself, and our other industry veteran and pioneer teachers answer your questions every single day. If that sounds cool, click the link in the description to learn more. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe for more free TouchDesigner and immersive content.